meet somebody and get some chores done before we head off to the shop today. So, without further ado, let's get off to it. On the road again. Did a late live last night talking about our honeycomb slide, working on the 26. Pounding that water. It is a nice 82 degrees at 8 a.m. in the morning. Hey, thank you for that like. Welcome to Stiffler Manufacturing. Was on the road again. That'll be a fun day. Get side work done, get some chores done, head off to the shop. We got to talk 26 today. Then we'll be doing some additional business outreach. Gonna reach out to those gun shops, reach out to those vendors, see who wants to stock Stiffler slides in their store. Late live last night with our honeycomb slide, showing that off along with a few others. Good conversation, got some new subs, new likes, chatting people up. That said, I didn't get done till after midnight and I am freaking tired. And it looks like the family has been struck with a bout of food poisoning or 24-hour flu, whatever the case may be. So ain't that just some damn fun? Which is why you should all stay hydrated, get those electrolytes, stay healthy, have an orange, stay off that scurvy. Because you can't move and groove if you're not hydrated and all vitamined up. Looks like I got a bit of it myself, but there is no turning off work. Work every day. We do got a bit of a fun one. A Stiffler affiliate decided to write a book. And it is incredibly short, 24 pages, not even 24 pages, because there's some blank pages in there for structure. But wrote a book. And it's a troll book because the front cover is all red with a hammer and sickle, and it says why communism works in the United States. But if you read the book, all it is just crapping on communism. So that's kind of funny, and I wonder if you'll get any sales because that's just amusing. Somebody buys it thinking, yeah, I'm going to learn about communism. And then it's just several pages of just crapping on communism. Fun stuff. Still looking at potentially going to a gun show here in Arizona. Not to set up a booth, but maybe just to walk around, meet and greet. We'll see what happens. See if we can get the time off for it. We've been wanting to go to more. The issue is just getting the time off. Being able to get out of the shop, bring a bunch of slides with us. Something going on up ahead. Hope nothing too serious. hope everybody's going to be A-okay. But, hey, if you see those red and blues, get over to the right. Get out of the way. Anyway, for those of you just joining us, welcome to Stiffler Manufacturing. We turn steel bars into Glock slides. We mill everything ourselves. Do all the Cerakote work in-house. Hey, G23, what's going on? And where was I with that? Yeah, we do all of that in-house, milled out. We don't use blanks. Straight from a bar of steel. And we're shipping all over the United States, all 50 states, some of the territories. And it looks like, if we're reading the California laws coming up, we are not going to have to stop shipping to California until 2027. So we're hoping whatever laws they have going on, 1127 and 704, just kind of get laid out and lose in court later. So we'll see what happens. Hey, thank you for that like. Greatly appreciate it. We've got our Glocktober thing coming up. We're going to be having some Hunter Orange, and I do believe maybe something black. We'll see what happens there. Still working on that 1K giveaway. Yeah, some of it July 2026, but the barrel thing not be further out, which is going to halt us from shipping barrels and completes to California. So if the barrel one doesn't push till 2027, we're still good to go. Though I am curious what California considers a clone, because they don't want clones being sold, but we're not selling the frames or complete clones. We're selling slides. So I'm hoping that's good enough, and that'll be good for us to continue shipping to California. But we'll see. California's California. It's weird. They're weird. They're always trying to do something. We were talking about it the other day, that they had their one gun every 30 days rule thrown out by court. And now they're trying to do 3 guns every 30 days to see if they can muster that. See if that can match the Constitution and any other legal challenges. I say no, but it's California. They're going to try. Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And it's just something we got to try to find a lot of California FFLs. Hopefully to build a relationship with for when that does happen, if it happens, so that we can push our slides through the FFLs, and that way Californians can still get access to them. Absolutely, same here. Arizona, walk into a gun shop, literally leave the same day with the gun. Arizona doesn't care. Waiting period, the whole cooldown thing, all it does is make more victims. We figured that out. Now, if I remember the story right, we had an incident where there is this stalker boyfriend or ex-husband or whatever it was. So the girl gets a restraining order of protection on the guy, and that's just a piece of paper. So she decides, you know what, the guy's still harassing me, I need to get a gun. And so she does. She goes out, she buys one, passes the background check, but the waiting period holds her up. And so you know what happens during the waiting period? He murders her while she was waiting. So Arizona, we got rid of our waiting period. So much easier here. Orders of protection, restraining orders, they're just pieces of paper. You've still got to hope the cops get there in time. Own a gun. Train with it. Practice with it. Be safe with it. You're an adult. You're responsible for your safety. The cops show up to investigate crime, not to save you. If you're lucky, they get there in time, but when seconds matter, they are always tens of minutes away. That's just the sad reality. You can't have a cop on every street corner. You can't carry a cop in your pocket. You are literally calling someone with guns to come use guns against violence. Just have your own gun. Omar, what's going on? Oregon, 30 minutes. Yup. I swear Californians come over here to just buy stuff. Ammo, magazines, whatever. They can't get firearms, mind you, because they don't have an Arizona driver's license or ID or whatever else. But they can get the accessories here. And I'm fairly certain they do. Bruce Banner, what's going on? What do you mean, what happened? Sleep? The hell is sleep? No, I spent a good portion of the night just dying. Family's getting sick, but I still got to go to work, so, you know, got to go deal with it. Square up, tell life to kiss my ass, and keep going. Got to earn that paper. Okay. You, sir, are driving below the speed limit, and I hate you. Don't be wrong, you don't have to speed, but you do need to drive the speed limit. Do not inconvenience people. Damn right, suck it up. You gotta go deal with it. Let's get out of the way of that plastic. Oh, and he just ran. Oh, and that wrapped around his wheel. Okay. Some places here kick California people out of the gun stores. It's funny. Oh, that's kind of funny. Well, some of them bring a sort of California-esque attitude. I'm getting out of the way. That tow-behind trailer up ahead is just losing all kinds of plastic bags. They probably don't know it. And I don't need that crap flying onto my windshield. Yep, there they go. They're losing more again. This is why you're supposed to use a tarp, people. If you have a trailer, looks like they're landscaping dudes, you're supposed to have a goddamn tarp. Ooh, car crash. That's what the red and blue was for earlier. That is unfortunate. Looks like he's in a big truck, though. Hopefully he's fine. Thankfully, I'm going the other direction, so that's not going to bother me. All right, now we can get over. Damn, people. Drive the speed limit. Use tarps. There's other people on the road, you know. If someone from California goes to Oregon, they should be able to buy a gun in Oregon under Oregon laws. They should be able to buy a gun anywhere across the United States. What it is some states are arguing that because you have a residence in their state, you can't go and take advantage of other states with more lax gun laws. And they don't want you coming back to their state because you went to another state that is 2A friendly. Transporting it, etc. is their business. Yeah. Me moving from one state to another did not change the fact that I am not a felon or not a prohibited possessor. They're messing with interstate commerce. Building a new AR, running FRT and suppression. Right on. Just be aware running FRT, you're probably going to wear out parts faster than normal. We had a dude that happened recently, and I asked him, like, man, how many rounds did you get through it? And he's like, I don't know, man. I just go to the range and bag dump. And I'm like, damn, dude, I wish I had that money for that kind of ammo. But okay, like how long you been doing it? And he's like, oh, like, 6 months. Okay, like how often? Probably like every weekend for 6 months. I'm like, holy crap. Do I wish I had your money for ammo. Damn. But what happened there is that his parts kit failed. And he's like, so is it the slide? I'm like, oh man, the slide is just a carrier. All right, it's holding all the parts. Unless the slide itself is out of spec, it's not going to be a problem. Like, there you are running an FRT for 6 months every weekend. You check your parts, and sure enough, he did. He had broken, like, cracked or worn through pieces. And he's like, oh, what should I do? I'm like, you need to get a new upper parts kit. I was like, you were running your build at a rate it was not initially designed for. So you're naturally going to wear through parts. So you just need to get replacement parts. It's no big deal. I think people who do not shoot often forget that a gun is just a machine. It's a tool. And eventually, tools wear down, especially if you're using them in a capacity that it was not initially designed for. So you've got FRTs, binary triggers, G-flexes, freaking switches, whatever. You're running it at a rate it wasn't designed for. So naturally, you're going to have parts wear out faster. But you get people that just can't 1 and 2 that shit together. Where they're like, well, it's got to be BS. It was working before, and I don't understand. Well, no shit, it was working before. 17.4 steel runs great. But your parts kits, some of which are plastic pieces, are gonna wear out. You just need to replace it from time to time. Stuff happens. What you bring back starts when you cross the state line. Good morning. Welcome to Stiffler Manufacturing. Thank you for those likes, guys. Greatly appreciate it. Feel free to double tap that screen, click like. Helps out the algorithm. Beats the ante to a beast. And if you're new and you happen to like firearms and maybe building your own, give us a sub. Everybody wants a little bit of Stiffler. They just don't know it yet. Oh, pounding that water. I did not eat breakfast this morning, though. Still feeling a little eh. Maybe I'll go get a bagel or something. Get some carbs in me. Or his mom. Damn right. Now, I don't know if y'all can see it, like, if I can turn it, if y'all can see it out here, but it's freaking beautiful. Besides those damn telephone wires, it is beautiful out here. Mountains, plains, vegetation, cacti, mesquite trees, cholla. Freaking beautiful. Blue sky, got some clouds in the distance. The mountains looking good. It's only 82 degrees at almost 8:30. It's goddamn beautiful out here. Something you should all do. You all live in your own respective states. Go out, touch grass, visit your state. I guarantee you're going to find something you're going to like. Something that's just going to hit. Man was meant to enjoy nature. Go out, see it. And if you got historical sites, go out and see that stuff too. Heck yeah, nice sunny day. It's 53 at 8:30. Nah, screw that, too cold. While it does get outrageously hot here in Arizona, I don't have to worry about stupidly cold weather. Don't be wrong, it does get that cold here, especially up north. Northern Arizona, it snows. But I don't miss shoveling snow, and I don't enjoy dealing with the cold all the damn time. The 2 to 4 months here where it's unbearably hot, you just learn to deal with it, drink water. The rest of the year, nice. I mean, once you get used to living here. I'm sure some people are thinking like 80 degrees in September or October is horrible. And it's like, no, it's nice. It's real good. Yeah, it snows in Arizona. It'll even snow down in southern Arizona once, twice a year. Sometimes happens around Easter. EDC, what's going on? Bill Poole, how goes it? Went camping for the first time in a while. See, that's something I got to do now that the Army is not forcing me to go camping. Because there's a difference between camping and hiking when you choose to do it and when there's nothing forcing you to do anything. For you just to sit there and go at your own pace, enjoy nature. But there's a difference when you're being forced to do it and wake up at 03 in the morning to go pull fire guard, to wake up at 05 to go prep and then be on a march. It's just nice being out in nature and relaxing and enjoying it. Good skiing in the mountains, yeah. Oh yeah, it'll snow up there. It'll snow in Glendale. Especially as you get further up, Prescott, Belmont, Flagstaff. Definitely snows up there. There we go. Now we're getting a nice view of the mountains as we're driving. Hell yeah. Gotta love that blue sky. Oh, gonna try and hit the shop sometime today. We're hoping, if everything goes right, we're hoping we'll have the 26 ready this week for testing. And if everything goes right again, we're gonna start production. So some good news there. If everything goes right. I always say if. There's always a lot of things that can go wrong. But if it goes right, 26 this week, then starting production. It's going to be super awesome. And I think we'll start with a ported turbo. Yep, start with a ported turbo. And then we'll start making the other ones from there. Yep, 26 slide on the way. Alright, we'll dial it back because I got to turn up here. Oh, you just braking hard, aren't you? Okay. Just on like installing a storm door. Right on, man. Thank you for popping in. Greatly appreciate it. Yeah, for those of you that hit us up last night, I was on till around midnight. And then I was up until about 2 a.m. And then I woke up again at 5:30. And now I'm off to work. Gonna be a long day. But we'll get after it. And we were talking about our 26, yes. But we had our honeycomb slide showing that off. Slowly rotating out some of the slides so you guys can see some more stuff when we're doing our lives. Black Wolf, what's going on? Are we? Gotta love that Bluetooth. Through the beautiful state of Arizona. Gotta love being able to go hands-free. Oh, then Glocktober. I don't know how many of y'all are excited for Glocktober. We'll see. Definitely got some sales coming up. I gotta go set it up on the website. It's a little over 2 weeks. And boom, October. Oh no, I'm not taking that call. That's a scam call. We're not doing that. Absolutely not. Just waiting, waiting. School bus. Good luck to you. Good luck to all the school bus drivers out there. There's always some jackass who wants to try and speed around the school bus, especially when they have their stop sign out. And if that's you, guess what? You're a jackass. I said it. You got called a jackass by a Stiffler. You jackass. I shall not apologize. Those are people's kids. The fuck is wrong with y'all? They didn't call you anymore since you have a robot that can answer calls for you? Oh, right on. Now, big question is, can I get over there from here? I think so. We're about to find out. Let's head on down and out and around, and we're about to find out. I should get that. Maybe I should start screwing with the scam callers again. It's been a hot minute since I did. We used to get some really good ones. Right at the shop, they'd actually call us. And they would say stuff like, you will be under arrest if you do not pay these taxes. You will be under arrest if you do not pay these fines. We're accusing you of trafficking drugs and whatever. And we're just like, okay, cool. So which department? Like, there's a sheriff's substation down the road. Do we just go turn ourselves in or what? And they're like, no, you just pay the fine. And whole bunch of BS. Typical, want us to go get gift cards, the typical Indian scam call type thing. And we're just like, no, man. We'll wait for the cops. Like, we just had cops here the other day, man. One of them was checking out our slides. Like, we'll wait. Not a problem. Oh, let's see what we got to show off with the old green screen. What do I have today? Let's check out Bill Poole's beautiful build. You can do anything once. So Bill Poole picked up one of the last SM19 Leonidas's that we have in stock. We still have a few left. They're not on the website, but yep, he picked a few up. Or he picked up one, rather, in Green Mamba. Happy to do it. So if that's something you guys want, feel free to reach out. There's only a few left. There's no plans to make any more immediately. So if you want one, feel free. Let's see, what is today? Today is... Where you at? Today's the 15th. All right. Gonna do some side work in a minute. And let's see, we got our start time. There we go. There we go. Good to go, all done. How about the rest of you guys? How's your builds going? I was rocking our 19 turbo yesterday. We had a minor incident, I guess I'll call it. Some sketchy dude, where I'm out with the family, we're in a parking lot, and here's this dude giving off real tweaker vibes, just circling over and over, keeps giving me the side eye. And eventually, just hand to waist, and he sees me, and he just walks away. Don't know what his intentions were, but I'm there with the family. I don't like the look of this guy. Stay strapped, everybody. Right on, Bill. SCT frame, yeah. With the SM19 Leonidas in Green Mamba. It's beautiful looking. And I know a few people that stuff like that's happened to, especially females, where they're out shopping, getting groceries, out with the kids, and then there's some sketchy dude who keeps circling around them, hanging nearby. But if they see mama all strapped up, all of a sudden they just leave her alone. Mama bear who's willing to protect her kids is a dangerous thing. You leave mama bear alone. Stay 2A every day. At least that's what I think. Gabe, what's going on? Welcome to Stiffler Manufacturing. Yep, we've got a few SCTs that came in. We got to do a few builds with them. We use them for our upper parts kits as well as our frames quite a few times. Most times, yeah. We go, obviously, since we can't get polymer 80 anymore. And yeah, we haven't really tried out grit grips yet. I've held one. They feel great. Haven't really tried out a grit grips. Done PSA enough times. I mean, for the price point, PSA is hard to say no to. When you can get a complete lower for 40 to 60, it's just hard to say no to. I have not tried Geisler yet. Some people tell me they like it. I haven't tried it yet. They tell me it works well with our slides. Don't know. Right on, G23. Slow progression. Try and get her to go to a range day. Let her just, experiment at her pace. That's how I've gotten quite a few people to try out new guns or just, shoot for the first time. Took them to the range and just let them, showed them off things, let them get comfortable with it. A nice, slow, safe environment. And what a lot of it is for a lot of people is fear of the unknown. They've never shot before, and the only thing they know about guns is what they've seen on media, movies, the news, politicians, which is a lot of garbage. And so, nice and slow at their own pace, real comfortable. You just let people ease themselves into it. And then they start having fun. And then they start, once they're having fun, now they're interested in learning. Use a Kiger 9C Pro frame with the zoom that you got? Right on. I've got to get better photos. A lot of the photos we took are too close up. They're great for the website. They're horrible for green screen because they're just too close. Like this one here. On the website, it'll show the entire slide. On the green screen, it's just too close. Which is unfortunate. What if this one will pop up right? Maybe. Kinda. Yeah, there we go, kinda. One of our SM19 Vipers in shimmer aluminum with a rainbow barrel from ELD Performance. It's a good skill to practice with. You never know if you're going to get injured or hand cramps up. It's good to be able to transition. One-handed shooting, alternative hand shooting. Is it going to be your best shooting ever? Are you going to be an amazing marksman with it? No, but it'll keep you in the fight. And that's what it's all about. Staying in the fight. Oh my God, I just got flooded with a bunch of emails. A bunch of them are garbage, but hey, a few businesses reached back out to us. That's kind of cool. A little bit of a reconnect there. But yep, that's what it's all about. Staying in the fight, training, learning new things, familiarizing yourself with new platforms. That's what we used to have when we were in the Army. We called it weapons familiarization. So, of course, everyone, trains on the M4. But then there were platforms that they wouldn't necessarily be used to. So you go familiarize yourself. Gabriel Firearms, what's going on, man? This is the Stiffler Manufacturing SM19 Viper slide in shimmer aluminum with an ELD Performance rainbow barrel. The slide is made out of 17-4 stainless steel. The barrel is 416R, and it has a Trijicon RMR flat optic cut with an aluminum RMR cover plate. We make these, along with a variety of other stuff like these ones here, doing different camos and a bunch of other stuff like that. Good stuff, good stuff. 2A is the way. I know, I think your name looks familiar. I think you've been in here before. Welcome back. Just chilling, about to get some work done. Go do some side work and some chores for the day. Figured, what the heck, let's do a live. At least until YouTube forces us to drop off. They always seem to do it around the 45-minute mark where it just kills our views. And so, yeah, we usually hang out for 45 to an hour. It's been a while since I've done the really long ones, and those don't seem to work as much anymore, where you do like a 4-hour live. Oh, not really, no. We briefly considered milling our own steel plates for stuff like that, but decided against it. And I don't really have any recommendations for people. Ceramic has its benefits. Steel has its benefits so long as it has coating to protect against spalling. A lot of brands out there. Can't say I have a recommendation for any particular one. How about the chat? What do you guys recommend? What is your preferred body armor? Or what would you like to have? Saw some cool soft armor stuff, and that was all around the discussion about Charlie Kirk, unfortunately. And about having soft armor that's flexible under the clothes, that's good for most pistols. But I mean, it'd be good for some rifle, but nothing was going to stop 30-06 in that regard. Yeah, I think soft is probably fine if you're looking for just, small arms. Pistols up to, what do we have soft armor up to now? 357 mag and maybe higher? All I was ever used to was the plate carriers with the ceramic plates. That's all I ever wore. Now I'm just walking around with a t-shirt and jeans. Or some canvas cargo pants. Ain't no armor for me, though I debate getting some. Oh, looks like we had a little bit of a reconnect there. Well, the ceramic plate was rated to stop, 7.62 by 5.4, I think? I don't know, I'd have to look it up. Definitely AK rounds. Let's see if we can find that answer out. Of course, downside to ceramic is it does break as it's hit, but, you know. See if I can find a definitive answer. I probably used to know the answer, but it has been a minute, so. Let's see, the IOTV plate carrier itself should be able to stop 9mm 124 grain ammunition at 1400 feet per second. Cool. But what about with plate? Will it say? Will it say? Maybe not. Nope, it does not say. All it says is that without a plate, it'll stop 9mm. Unfortunate. Nothing I was ever issued, but I was not super high-speed special forces type dude or freaking forward infantry, so maybe they have something. We just had the regular IOTVs. Before that, the IBAs. And it was just the ceramic plates that we had. If there's something new out, maybe. Let's see, maybe this will give us some info here. Nope, that's the old IBA system. What about the IOTV? Let's see, yep, IBA was replaced by the Active and National Guard in 2018. Some reserve units still have it, but all the units should be updated to the IOTV. Yep. Vest can stop 9mm. Yep, but what about rifle? Nope, they won't release it. I'm sure there's a spec sheet somewhere that shows it, but I don't know. I was always told it could stop 7.62. Let's see. Each plate is capable of stopping up to 3 rounds. For SAPI, this caliber of 7.62 by 51 M80 FMJ. And for SAPI plates, this is a caliber up to 30-06 M2 armor piercing. Cool. However, supposedly the new 6.8 by 51 round can punch through level 4 SAPI armor plates. So supposedly the new 6.8 can punch through them. I never got to shoot it. I got out before they started implementing that. But from my understanding, only the 101st, the 82nd, some Special Forces units got a hold of the new M7 rifle for testing. Never really paid much attention. My time was with the M249 saw and the M4 carbine. And then before that, of course, I had an M16. I had the 2 and the A4. So nope, didn't get to try out the new fancy stuff. Did get to try out the M320 though. Definite improvement over the 203 40mm grenade launcher. Definitely liked the 320 over the 203. And when it was issued, the M17, I know there's a lot of stuff with SIG right now, but when it was issued, it wasn't bad. We did have one problem, and early on, and that was fixed, was that the rear sight plate would fly off during range trips. So you go out to do a range qual with the M17, and the rear sight plate would just fly right off. Right on, G23. Have a good one. Carbine. Yes. Carbine, carbine, whatever your pronunciation is. Slightly shorter rifle. But yeah, they supposedly fixed that. We didn't have any other issues. I don't know who fixed it, whether it was SIG or whether it was the armors. No idea. But they did eventually fix that problem. And then none of us had any issues relating to like what SIG is talking about now, or the complaints about the 320, the M18, the M17. None of us ever experienced that. So I'm not saying it didn't happen, just saying I never experienced it personally, thankfully. Yeah, probably. We're just waiting for the weather to cool down in Arizona a bit. And when it does, we're going to start doing range videos with stuff. Mostly our own Stiffler Manufacturing slides, but occasionally we'll probably pop out with some other stuff, do some other content, you know. Bam! Pop M19 Leonidas. Though I doubt I want to spend the money on the SIG Spear. You know, it's expensive. 6.8 is not easily available. I doubt I want to spend the money on it. But if I get the opportunity, I won't say no. We briefly doing a SIG P320 style slide, but with the way things were going, we agreed to stop working on that before the ICE memo came out. And we were also debating doing a P365 because there's no reported issues with that as far as I'm aware, and it still seems fairly popular. We'll do something like that. Not sure though. No, it should cool down enough in October for us to start going out to the desert and shooting. Because honestly, it just sucks spending money at indoor ranges, and then we can't record, we can't we can't do any film, we can't take photos, we can't do lives. Well, we could do raw lives on Rumble, but we can't do that at an indoor range. And I want to show our builds in action. Want to actually show them off, show what they can do, and we're gonna have to go out to the desert to do that. But it's still just so freaking hot that unless we go stupid early, which most of us have work, so we can't go that early. Sometimes we can go on the weekend, but it's going to take you a while to get out into the desert, to find a range spot that's not being used by other people, or near hikers and campers and whatnot, that we're just waiting for it to cool down a little bit more so we have more time to do it, to make it happen. Hey, thank you for those likes, greatly appreciate it. Oh, I gotta love that green screen. It's all wonky. Yeah, if I was at the shop or something, I could show off like what slides we have immediately. So green screen it is. Let's see. Here's a build I know that's done with one of ours. I believe it was a Grit Grips frame. Let's see if it pops up right. Yeah, here we go. Now, we did not do the camo on this. The person who picked it up decided to do their own custom work on it. And I think they did a decent job. Yep, the SM19 Viper on a Grit Grips frame. I think they did pretty good with that. Which we encourage, go ahead and make your builds the way you want to make them. Unfortunately, we can't send raw slides off to people unless they're a business. But hey, if it's a business, feel free to reach out to us sometime. You want to buy some raw slides? Yeah, we can work with you on that. That, and of course, there's the whole tax thing. That feels weird. There we go. Hey, FE Ordnance, what's going on? Yep, that is designed to work with Glock. So we make slides that fit the Gen 3 Glock 19 as well as the 17. And if everything goes right, we'll have a 26 this week. And then we can start production. So we'll see. Hopefully everything goes right and we'll have a production of Glock 26 style slides. Hopefully within this week or next week. Let's see if I can find another one to show off. Oh, here we go. Here's someone else's builds. I believe they picked these up through Delta. Oh, right on. I saw a couple videos on that. That was pretty sweet. So left we have our SM19 Viper in gold Cerakote, and to the right we have the Zoom in NRA blue. We'd like to expand to more Glocks. We just got to wait as we continue to grow. And maybe do something else as well, but we got to make sure that there's no patents that we're dealing with. Like a common one that people ask for is, could you do something like the Desert Eagle, make a custom one of that? No, it's under patent. Can't touch it. There's a reason there are a lot of Glock slide manufacturers out there. And that is because that they are, it's no longer under patent. Everybody can make them if they want to. Which is freaking sweet. But there's other stuff that's still under patent. We could make 1911s. That's not a problem. So we could do that. I don't know how marketable it would be, but we could do it. SIG's not so marketable right now, so it's not really worth it. I think there's a couple CZs that might not be on patent, but the CZ slides are so small in comparison, I'm not sure there's like a whole lot of work we can do to them. Maybe we could, I don't know. And then we can't touch, a lot of people are asking for some stuff with Smith & Wesson. We can't really touch that. And they say, well, hey, I've seen some aftermarket stuff. And sure, you have, but not from milling. Or rather, not milling from scratch. What you're seeing is aftermarket stuff. There we go. What you're seeing is an official OEM product that has then been milled to add porting or, whatever other designs to it. It's still officially, a Smith & Wesson product or whatever other company, and they're just doing some finishing work to it, not milling it from scratch. Whereas the Glock slides we make, they're milled from scratch, aftermarket. We're not taking like a Glock OEM and doing cuts to it. Let's see, what do we have here? Let's show off a helmet in graphite black with a copper PVD barrel. There we go. The Viper, I think we're running Vipers right now for like what, 185? Let me take a look here. SM19s and Viper 175. We're running gold stripped ones for 175. That's just for the slide itself. I believe that one they got through Delta. So if you head over to Delta Team Tactical, we sell some of our slides to them, and then they turn them into complete builds. So for like the barrel and whatever parts kit they used, I wouldn't know what they're selling it for. We do have our own completes, and our completes range at about $250, but we have less barrels. Most of our barrels are black nitride. We do have standard, ported, and threaded, and the only colored one we have right now is copper PVD and standard. Shadow 2 slide is large. If you could shave weight off it, it would make weight requirements for IDPA legal. That'd be a grand slam. Huh. I wonder if we could touch theirs. I mean, it's a clone, so I mean, in theory, you don't want to copy too much off another company. Because we already have that issue. We already got a company out there copying us. They copied the slide and made like one small change, and it's like, oh, okay, cool. Thankfully, they're not making the other one right now. But yep, they copied 3 of our slides at least. Sucks to suck. There we go, Arctic White, though this one's missing its UPK. I got to go talk to her today about it because I mentioned it yesterday, and she's like, this is a Monday issue. I'm like, well, it's Monday, so when I go into the shop, I'm going to talk with her. And we're going to get it on the board. If you're looking for lighter, I'm thinking the Viper is the way to go. Yeah, probably the Viper. And we'll get one in black for you, because I know you said you needed something that wasn't a light color, so it's easier to focus on your target, right? Wyatt says, IDPA, I feel like won't ever get behind weight limits on pistols because the whole premise is to allow any stock configuration duty pistol. Adding weight restrictions would definitely ban certain common duty guns, making the boys mad. Huh. I've never shot in any of those kind of competitions. I've shot in Arizona's Governor's Dozen. I've shot in the Adjutant General's match and the U.S. Army's Excellence in Competition match. So those are the only ones I've ever done. I never got to do, or never really went to do, any of the other competitions out there. So I'm unfamiliar with a lot of their standards and policies. Enhanced service pistol is the division for it and or carry optics. Big ups to you for having competitive experience. Earned a sub for me. Hey, right on. Thank you. I mean, I don't know if it's too much competitive. It was mostly, military versus military. I think in the one match we had retirees or veterans there, but it was mostly military-related events. That said, some of the guys we were going up with were, longtime infantry with a lot of weapons experience, special forces, rangers, and some other dudes who were National Guard did do competitions on the civilian side. And so they did stuff, NRA competitions and other shooting competitions that they did, I guess semi-professionally. And so going up against them, holy crap. And I always encourage people to go and do it because I'm like, hey, look, you're getting paid to go shoot. You're not paying for the ammo. Your unit's providing you with the weapon. And you're literally going out there and getting paid to shoot. Like, go do it. And they're like, well, I'm probably not going to win. That's okay. Go out there and see where you stack up and see what you need to improve on. Because it was a cool experience. I can tell you, though, my first time shooting the Texas Star, I sucked at that. I sucked at that a lot. Everything else was great. Hit this target, shoot this plate, shoot a hostage target, no problem. Texas Star really messed me up. And even after watching other people doing it and getting advice, it's just something I had never practiced before, so I had no experience with it at all. And now I do okay at it. It's been a minute since I've shot one, but I got a little better at it. Seen slides with a ton of work and they pass. Weight restrictions is a big criteria for divisions. Okay. Hey, man, thanks for everybody's support. Did our time, did our job, like guns, and now we make gun slides. The goal was to get to the next tier, because you had the bronze tier for the U.S. Army Excellence in Competition, and they had that for pistols and rifle. And then that was at a local level, so like your individual state. But then you could go up to a multi-state competition and up to a national competition. And that's what a lot of people were pushing for, is if you were in the top 10%, you could then move up and go to the next tier and compete against even more people all over the country. And getting that top 10% was hard because you were going up against 200 shooters or more. And I'm happy to say a few times I did it, I stacked in the top 100 and the top 50. And when you're going up against dudes who shoot all the damn time, or some dudes who are special forces, and it's just like, man, I'm happy I got where I got. I was not the worst dude in the bracket. I'm happy. I wasn't the top 10%, but I learned a lot. Got to hang out with a lot of people, pick people's brains on marksmanship and other stuff. And it was definitely a positive experience. And I encourage people to do it. Even if you're not great at it, you can get there. And there's always going to be somebody who's a better shot than you, always. But that doesn't mean you don't have to get better. You can get better at it. That's all it was. That's how I marketed it to people, to try and get them to go to attend these events, was that your unit's going to fund it. You're going to go. You're going to shoot. You're not paying for the ammo. You have housing. You know, they're providing food. You go and get to shoot for a few days. Do it. Make it happen. Like, why not? Like, what are you going to do otherwise? Go hang out in the motor pool? Go hang out in your office? Like, no, let's go out and shoot for a few days. And even if you know, like, you know, you're not up to snuff compared to some of the other guys, you don't have to be there to compete to be the top 10. You can go there, or in the case of the Governor's Dozen, to be the top 12, which was like the best, 6 pistol shooters and the best 6 rifle shooters, is you go there to get weapons familiarization. You go there to get some trigger time. And that's important. That's a good thing to do. Absolutely, yeah. So you're saying feel like that's the biggest hurdle for a lot of competitive types, feeling like shit over not being the best, getting discouraged. You're right, there's always someone, but yeah, absolutely, there's always going to be somebody better. And it's not about beating them, it's about beating you. You were better than last time. That's it. That's all you got to work on. You were better than last time. And be happy where you placed. Because there were some guys that I beat that I did not think I would beat. And I did. And it's just, it's luck of the draw sometimes. Plus your skill, your dedication to it, your mindset. Because we saw some young guys coming in and just beating the brakes off dudes who've been shooting for years. And, some people, it's just an innate talent. It comes naturally. And sometimes you just, you get a bad shoot. It happens. Hey, from Ohio, right on. We are from Arizona. What's going on, Brad? Stiffler Manufacturing, where we make slides like this beautiful white one here. Let's go popping a few more out here. Let's see. What else? Ah, here we go. Throw this Viper up here. Oh, there we go. Let's plug you back in. Getting a little low on that battery. But yep, we make slides, 18-4 stainless steel right here in Arizona. Ship all across the U.S. and to some territories. We started doing this back in January of 2023. And now we're looking at our 3rd year coming up this January. And we've attended SHOT Show this year, back in January 2025. And we're planning on going again January 2026. So if everything goes right, we should be at SHOT Show. And looking forward to that. Actually, I think I have a photo of it here somewhere. Here we go. We were hanging out with MMC Armory almost last year for SHOT Show 2025. There's our stuff at the bottom there. Then MMC had their stuff up top. But yeah, it's a cool event. Definitely liked it. Oh yeah, I think our prices are very competitive. I think we range, what, 145 to 285 on slides, depending on if it's stripped or complete, or what style and color, what model. I think we're fairly competitive, especially for 17-4 stainless steel compared to 416R. And we also do, a wide variety of Cerakote options. And then, of course, they come with an optic, every single slide. Comes with an optic cut. We use the Trijicon RMR flat. And on top of that, our cover plates, if you don't want to throw an optic on there and you just want to Loctite the cover plate down, our cover plates are aluminum, not plastic. So that's not going to break like a lot of other companies use plastic cover plates. And if you tighten them down too hard, they crack, or just through shooting, they tend to crack just with time. And it's like, nah, we decided to go with aluminum with a titanium nitride coating. And, they can scratch and get scuffed up, but they're not going to crack on you. And I think that was probably the right way to go, is to get a metal cover plate instead of a plastic one. Funny story on those, though, is that we've had people return the slide because they're like, oh, yeah, you know, it's just not what I wanted. And we're like, okay, well, you haven't shot it, right? And at the time, we were like, oh, yeah, okay, fine, whatever, we'll take a return. And the person returned it, and they swapped our cover plate with their plastic one. And I'm like, are you serious? We're planning on selling the cover plates by themselves on the website eventually. I don't remember how much we were going to charge, but it wasn't gonna be a huge expense. So if someone wanted to get their own cover plates, but I thought it was fun. It happened several times, and so we changed how we do our return policy because of that. But people were getting them and then swapping the cover plate, or they were doing it to vendors and stuff that we sold to, like Delta or, you know, whoever else, and they would return it saying, oh yeah, you know, I think there's a blem, and then they kept the RMR cover plate. And I'm like, seriously? You guys are assholes. The wild stuff that people do sometimes, it's just hilarious. Ten out of 10 on the aluminum plates. Some people do it, but it's definitely isn't common. And I'm not sure I've seen comparable slides with metal cover plates for under 300. Yeah, people suck. I mean, I know more than a few businesses that have stopped selling to certain cities because they've had so many issues with like chargebacks or BS returns, or where they're just like, yeah, this whole city is cut off from us sending any products. And people got mad about it. And it's like, well, yeah, I understand that it's not everybody in that city, but when it's a constant issue, the business has to protect the business. We all got bills to pay. So while it sucks, it absolutely sucks, I understand why they did it. Which is why I hope California's efforts fail in the courts, because we don't want to stop sending slides to California. We really don't. But if this whole barrel thing goes all cattywampus on us, then we're going to have to figure out what to do about barrels and complete slides. Which just sucks so much, but that's California for you. What are you going to do? You know, besides not live and support California. I don't know. They do it to themselves somewhat. Not all of them, mind you. Not all of them, but they do. There we go. Let's see if this one we were showing off at SHOT Show. It kind of clips it a little bit, but you can see there we have one of our first zombie slides where it's the, you know, neon green. In this case, we used green mamba, and then it was flecks of red to simulate blood. We had mistakenly used a habanero red, which had metallic flake, and the batch we got had more metallic flake in it than usual, so it gave off more of a glittery red appearance. We've since adjusted for that and, you know, fixed that up. Then we only ever made one, that left one you see there, a leopard camo slide. I'm not sure if we're going to make more, but it came out kind of nice. Middle one is a Camu, cow style camo, just black and white. And we've seen some people do some fun stuff with them, like get pink triggers and, you know, make it look like a cow. Started doing regular camo over there. I believe that one is the Jesse James green camo. Yeah, so that has Jesse James Eastern Front green with desert sand and mil-spec OD green on it. On a free Constantine, welcome. And then the one to the right there that's clipped off, that is a cookies and cream. So it's an Arctic white slide with flecks of graphite black to create that kind of cookies and cream appearance. And they've been getting popular. A lot of these custom ones, people like doing showy slides. Though I'd have to say, you know, most of what we sell is probably just graphite black. Let's see if this one pops up right. Nope. Okay, that one does not work well, unfortunately. That's okay. We'll pop back and do a nice black one. SM19 helmet in graphite black with a copper PVD barrel on a PSA frame. Pretty sure that was a PSA frame. Looks like we used a Magwell extender. Don't remember what that one's from. Probably not going to do any more competitions. Just busy, taking care of family, taking care of the shop. But I'd like to get FV Ordnance a slide out. Got to go talk with everybody at the shop and see what we have available, because there's some orders we got to take care of. But I'd love to see some of our slides at competitions, you know, so people can check them out and see what they do and how they are, and that'd be awesome. I'd love to see that. I also want to see our stuff in a lot of mom and pop shops, you know, not just the big vendors and distributors, but I want to see small shops run by families where we can maybe just get them 5 or 10 slides. It doesn't have to be a 100-unit order, you know. We can just get them something to start so the local customers can start building, doing custom stuff. We'll give them dealer pricing on it. And everyone can just keep making money, support your local gun shops, you know. I love that. Want to get more small businesses helped out there. It helps us out too, you know, no denying that. One here in bright purple, PSA frame with a rainbow barrel from ELD Performance. Occasionally, but you know, part of the argument that comes with that is why not just buy a Glock OEM? And the counter, of course, is, well, people want a Glock OEM just cheaper. And it's like, we could, but I don't know. If we start doing it, it's probably going to be after we start adding our logo to it, because otherwise then it just looks too similar. Part of it's branding, like the way our chamfer cuts are, which, see if I can do that with my finger. There we go. The chamfer cut down the line is something that we kind of do with our slides that you don't really see on too many others. So it's kind of like a signature cut, if that makes sense. So if people see it, they're like, oh, hey, that's, you know, probably a Stiffler. And then they get closer to it and they're like, yeah. So there's a little bit of branding element to it. That said, we are debating doing a more minimalist slide, or maybe even blank slides for other businesses. I'm not sure when or if we will, but it'll basically just be potentially no RMR and maybe no front anything, and maybe just the chamfer. Or maybe we might even do one round. I don't know. There's all these options that we have. We got to see if people are willing to, one, buy it, and then two, if any of our distributors and vendors are also willing to buy it. And they might be. They might be willing to do it. I don't know. Something we're still debating, still trying to figure out. Hey, Pat, what's going on, man? Just chilling, maxing, relaxing, all cool. Talking about some slides. Definitely a good crowd. About to get back on the road again. Probably about 10 minutes. Maybe a little less. But back on the road, got to head over, and I'm supposed to meet a dude here. I went and picked up a couple things while I'm here, and the guy I was supposed to meet not answering his phone, so don't know what's up with that. Kinda sucks. We have a spare spring, so we'll use the spare spring for the testing this week if everything goes right. Oh, definitely. That'd be pretty cool. I kind of want to get the Glock Store 26X frame. I'm just not super keen on how for 150 that it's not going to have an LPK installed. That kind of sucks. But I want one just because what we have now is a regular 26, and you know, for a male, especially for men with larger hands, the 26 is not very comfortable. I mean, yeah, it's a good pocket pistol, you know, good for concealed carry, but compared to the 19, it's just not as comfortable. Like, at all. And I just don't like the way the feel of having the pinky slide under the magazine is. Yeah, I know you can get a magazine extender or you can get a larger magazine, but I don't know. It just feels kind of weird, feels kind of off. Another company besides Glock Store? That'd be interesting, Pat. That would definitely be interesting. Pat here has 2 of our 19 slides. No, sorry. I was thinking of Don J. Pat, we have to get one of our 26 slides. He helped us out with a slide measurement using our slide swap program. Oh, Nomad Defense, okay. Which, for those of you watching, we do have a slide swap program where if you've got a slide from another company that you just didn't like very much, or maybe it had a catastrophic issue, or maybe you have a Glock OEM that you just don't use anymore and you're looking to swap, trade up, reach out to us on a case-by-case basis. We will swap one of our slides for yours. OEMs get approved the most because they're great for measurements and, you know, production line. But we will occasionally swap non-OEMs. I can't say we'll probably ever accept another rock slide again, but you're free to ask. We probably won't accept Leo Precision. They're out of business, and a lot of their stuff was out of spec the last year or two. So we just probably won't accept those. I think that's the only 2 that we probably won't take anymore. But, you know, again, we also might change our mind. Like, I have a Remsport R19 back at the house that someone swapped, and it is completely messed up, non-functional. And we accepted that. So, you know, you're free to ask. There, you know, depending on how the shop feels at the time, it's always a possibility. LFA is a maybe. We've taken a few of those in. You sold your 43 for the 43X. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I can see that. They have a black FD and gray LPK for 160 hamburger. It says 200 beans, but it's on purchase right now. Sale, whatever. I got to come up with better words. That one that looks like cookies and cream? Yeah, I'm sure I got one of it here somewhere. I don't know about individually, but we have it on the website. Let's see here. Cookies and cream. Oh, yep. Here we go. If it shows. Kind of shows. That was like an advertising one we did. SM19 Zoom in cookies and cream. Oreo Glock base plates. Nice. Let's see. Well, those are some of our old ones, but they look kind of cool. Oh, nope, too close. How about the Viper? That's the Liberty. Half red, half blue with specks of white. We usually sell this around 4th of July. Gets somewhat popular. Oh, here we go. It's a lightning camo, or not lightning camo, but lightning stencil. Chocolate chip slides. Might be doable. I wonder if we could do that with like FDE and black, so it looks like chocolate chip cookie. Can we do rails? No, we don't work on rails, unfortunately. Jeremiah Rodriguez, what's going on? Okay, I'm about to be back on the road. This one, I can't take you guys with me, so I'm going to have to end it here. But I do appreciate you guys staying with us. It's been almost an hour and a half. You guys have all been wonderful. The likes are greatly appreciated. The new subscribes are greatly appreciated. And just hanging out with me talking about guns and slides and builds. Just definitely enjoy it. So keep an eye out. We are doing a 1K giveaway of one of our Viper slides. And we also have our Glocktober sale coming up, and we are working on the Glock 26. So check out our lives, check out our updates on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. We'll be posting about those when it happens. So just keep a lookout and keep joining us. And yeah, we're going to be giving a slide away. So definitely. And as always, thank you, and stay 2A every day.